some of the reasons we want to disagree that Nigeria is one. Imagine now that the northern leaders are having much more meetings because of the NSAS protest, because they feel that is the protest was held just to antagonize them and get the north out of presidency and all of that. But I don't think they are getting the message really well. But whichever way they have decided to take the message, well, I'll bring you more details as to why they are having meetings with Middle Belt and also the Ohanize and the Afenifere group and all of that. They said the NSAS protest group was just an alleged regime change plot. I don't know how true is that, but I don't think that was the intention of the peaceful protesters some weeks ago. Anyway, more details I'll bring to you about this shortly, but please ensure you hit the subscribe button. And this is Saffron Media. We give you trending, exciting, reliable, and authentic happenings. Please ensure that you give this video a thumbs up and also turn on your notification bell to get updated by any of our recent posts. Okay, guys, right here it says that Northern leaders, including state governors and traditional rulers, on Monday met in Kaduna where they condemned NSAS protest. Their position on the protest were contained in a communique issued after the meeting and read by the chairman of the Northern Governors Forum and Governor of Plateau State, Simon Lalong. In the communique, the Northern leaders, who alleged that separatists hijacked the NSAS protest, said the demonstrators were targeting regime change. Youths calling for the scrapping of the Special Anti-Robbery Squad of the Nigerian Police Force began protest on October 8. The protests, which were held in major cities, lasted for 2 weeks, but on Monday, Northern leaders dismissed the protest as subversive, adding that they had separatist agenda. Criticizing the Northern leaders, groups including the Apex Sociocultural Organization, Ohanaeze Ndigbo, and the Pan-Niger Delta Forum, in separate interviews, insisted on restructuring. Reading the communique issued by the Northern leaders, Lalong stated that the meeting rejects and condemns the subversive actions of the NSAS protest. The agitation and other change regime action outside the ballot box soon took advantage of the peaceful protest to push for their separatist agenda. The meeting endorses the indivisibility, indissolubility, and oneness of the nation. The meeting was attended by the President of the Senate, Dr. Hamad Lawan, the Chief of Staff to the President, Professor Ibrahim Gambari, and the Inspector General of Police, Muhammad Adamu. Also at the meeting were the Sultan of Sokoto, Alhaji Saad Abubakar III, who led other traditional rulers to the parley, the governors of Gombe State, Inuwa Yahaya, Nasarawa Abdullahi Sule, Jigawa Babadaru Abubakar, Sokoto Aminu Tambuwal, his Kaduna State counterpart Nasir El-Rufai Bello Matawale Zamfara, Sani Bello Niger, and deputy governors of Katsina, Kogi, amongst others. Lalong said the leaders appreciated the role of the traditional rulers in curtailing the NSAS protest from escalating in the north. The Plateau State Governor disclosed that the meeting noted the devastating effect of the uncontrolled social media in spreading fake news and called for major control mechanism and censorship of the social media practice in Nigeria. He said the meeting emphasized the need to closely watch the Federal Capital Territory to guard against unwarranted and destructive protests to safeguard critical assets of the nation. The meeting resolved that there is the need for regular meetings of this nature and called for further engagements with the religious leaders, business community, youth leaders, and other stakeholders. According to him, the meeting approved the setting up of 2 major committees: the Committee on Roles of Traditional Ruler Members and Committee on the Youth and Civil Society. He said the meeting called for collective effort in addressing the lingering changes of the North, especially Almagirian system, insecurity, illiteracy, and poverty. Lalong said the meeting appreciated the President, Major General Muhammad Buhari, retired, and his cabinet for their quick intervention in meeting the demands of the NSAS protesters. He also said the forum also appreciated the role of the youth for their response to the NSAS in curtailing the spread of hooliganism, thuggery, and other separatist tendencies. Earlier, while welcoming his colleagues to the meeting, El-Rufai said it was high time Nigeria considered the establishment of state police following the NSAS protest, which rocked parts of the country. Specifically, the governor said the recent happenings in the country provided an opportunity to redesign the security architecture between the states and the federal government. He asked, "It is now time to make the establishment of state police a key part of the policing reforms. Has the recent crisis not exposed again the inadequacies of the numbers, ordnance, training, and unitary structure of the police in the Federation? In our view, it is an understatement to describe the last few weeks as challenging moments for our country. A cry by the youth for reform of policing has somehow snowballed into tragic events and a challenge to the authority of the Nigerian state." Condemning the northern leaders, the acting Secretary General and National Publicity Secretary of Ohanaeze Ndigbo, Prince Uche Achi Okpaga, said that those trying to give NSAS protest against police brutality, extrajudicial killing, and extortion ethnic and sentimental coloration would fail completely. He said that restructuring of Nigeria had already begun, noting that the NSAS brouhaha is just the icing on the cake. Achi Akpagi said, "Just like the world went digital, those who remained analog were swept off by the digital wave. Restructuring has begun in Nigeria. Already, the NSAS brouhaha is just the icing on the cake. Those who are now trying to give it ethics and sentimental coloration will fail woefully. The wave of restructuring will be tempestuous, and all who stand on its way will be consumed. We just cannot thrive on structure that has continued to move backwards." Also, the Middle Belt Forum rejected positions of the northern leaders and traditional rulers on Nigerians' unity and NSAS protests, saying they were on their own. The national president of the Middle Belt Forum, Dr. Bitrus Pogu, in an interview with one of our correspondents in Jos on Monday, noted that those who attended the meeting failed to acknowledge the need for a positive turnaround in the affairs of the country. According to him, this shows that the northern governors and traditional rulers are together with the president in the mess going on in the country. A cross-section of traditional rulers from the northern Nigeria during an emergency meeting with northern governors at Sir Kashim Ibrahim House in Kaduna on Monday, describing the view of the northern governors and others as selfish. The national president of the Middle Belt Forum called on them to have a rethink in the assessment of the Nigerian situation and push for restructuring of the country. Pogu said, "As far as we are concerned, the northern governors' view are for them. They do not represent our views because they are selfish. Are they saying that the current situation in Nigeria where nothing is working should continue? We have always said that bad governance, nepotism, and other divisive tendencies brought by this administration must not continue. Anyone who is saying a different thing is simply on their own." And it continued like that, and others spoke, and just something to buttress on the fact that it's obvious that Nigeria is not one. You can see northern leaders having their own meetings saying that the NSAS protest was just a diversion from the present peace that Nigeria is experiencing today. But really, is there really peace in the country? Is there unity? There is none. So I think that restructuring has to happen, and there must be a reform in Nigeria, whether they want it or not. They can. I think on the end of it, whatever happens should be for the betterment of everyone. So guys, thank you so much for listening. Please drop your comments and give this video a thumbs up. Do have a pleasant time. Bye for now.